Hey folks, welcome to our technical analysis of the stock market and our best stock picks for the new trading week. This is Bob Desmond, and what we're going to talk about today is Happy Martin Luther King Day. He was a great man. Unfortunately, I wish we were working on Monday. I'm like that Pablo Escobar meme that's out there of him standing in the pool, the character from Narcos, waiting for the markets to open up. But happy Martin Luther King Day to everyone. Hope everybody enjoys the weekend. What we're going to talk about today are our top picks for the new trading week. We'll talk a little bit about the S&P 500. How does it look? Do we have resistance above? Do we have support below? And do I think that the markets are going to continue up higher? We're also going to talk about our week last week. Why are you listening to me? What gives me the credibility to be on this show with you right now, providing you guidance as to where I believe this market is heading in the short term anyway. So our week last week, you could always go over to our website, The Contrarian Trader, scroll down on the homepage, and when we close out a trade, it's published right on the homepage, and you can see that for so far on the year, I mean, we're outperforming the S&P 500 as we did last year by a wide mile. So we closed out Amazon 11.41%, Coinbase 42.93%, Tesla. A couple of trades there, one spot 3.6% and another trade for 10.05%. mRNA, a quick short, and we shorted back in late December XLE, which looks to be a buy right now, so I would not short that again. And we shorted it twice, once for profit and once for a loss. So overall, going into the new trading year, very strong outcomes. These do not include our closed options trades. We closed out a couple on Friday, a covered call position on Tesla. Actually, it was a naked call position on Tesla, and we booked a small profit on a 115 put that we had sold. We sold premium on it, and we took a loss on a 140 put on Tesla because we're going into earnings. I wanted to take those trades off the table, reestablish immediately before earnings, so that way we could increase our probabilities of profit, our POP, as we proceed into earnings season. So they report on the 25th. We're going to have a lot of earnings reports coming out this week, and don't forget that on Monday night, not Sunday night as we typically do. Monday night, we're going live for Monday Night Stock Charts Live. So please join us there, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday Night Futures Live. So click the notification bell if you want to get notified of when we go live. If you want to get notified 15 minutes to a half hour prior to us going live, enter your email address below to our email notification list. And if you opt in to our 5-part video tutorial of my top 5 favorite candlestick patterns, you're going to get emailed in advance of us going live as well. So don't enter your name twice. I don't want you to feel like you're being spammed, okay? So let's get to it. Let's talk about the S&P 500. Where do I think that we're going in the new trading week? And then we're going to talk about our top picks. Okay, so this is a chart of the S&P 500 weekly time frame. And you can see that last week we managed to break through some resistance at around, let's call it 3,900 on the SPX, 390 on the SPY. And it appears as though in all probability, we are going to go higher in the new trading week. But that resistance level above is at around 490 or 4,090 on the SPX. So while we have some room to run here, we do have really stiff resistance where if you shorted in the past, you were rewarded by shorting into that resistance level. So just keep in mind, as we probe that 4090 level, we're going to see a lot of efforts on the part of shorts to bring this market down. Does that mean they're successful? No, of course not. We don't know yet. Will I be trying to short the market? In all probability, yes. Might I be selling out of the money naked calls? Quite possibly. So a lot of strategies that we have at our disposal that we're going to employ as we hit resistance. But as it stands right now, again, I think that we're moving higher into the new trading week. Now, getting on to our focus stock list for the new trading week, we're going to be using TrendSpider Automated Technical Analysis. They are sponsoring the show. 35% discount code below using the link in the video description area, or if you're watching this on the blog, again, use the link below and you can get 35% off. Automated Technical Analysis, a wonderful product, and I'll be just demonstrating it here today. So we're going to be going over Honeywell, RingCentral, Wendys, ACLS, and XLE. So let's kick it off in order, I guess is probably best, with HON. I'm only going to go over the weekly and monthly charts. We'll talk more about entry points and strategy for position sizing and price targets, stop loss points. Those will all be published in the members area, and I'll go over these charts in greater detail tomorrow on Sunday on the week ahead commentary, which goes out to members every weekend. So if you're not currently a member, sign up for our 14-day free trial offer, and please join us. So Honeywell, I'm going to post all of these charts below. I get asked that quite often. Can you share the charts? I'm going to post all of these charts in the video description area or on the blog immediately below, so go check it out if you're interested. So Honeywell monthly chart, 3-month really strong consolidation after a breakout above this 20-period moving average. And last week, we retested that support level. We rallied off of it to close positive. Weekly chart. Now, as you can see here, last week, we saw a continuation breakout. Now, one strategy would be to employ a retest of the breakout point, which is quite possible. So we're going to set up an alert here. We're going to keep a little bit of sensitivity on, and we'll let the computers or the AI here on TrendSpider will allow it to do the work for us. We set our alerts and we forget our alerts. Once they fire off, well, then we follow what you call a rules-based approach. If this, then that. If our alert fires off and we test support, then we know that in all probability we are going to buy Honeywell at support, opening up a long position. And there you have it. Touch, bounce, alert is set, we're good to go. So Honeywell looking very strong technically. I'm loving the higher low on RSI. You can see that you have a W formation formed here and a breakout, right? So whenever you see RSI putting in higher lows and now you see a breakout, it's validating what we're seeing on price. So very strong price action here on Honeywell. And again, members, we're going to be talking about Honeywell in terms of strategy tomorrow on the week ahead commentary, entry points, exit points, stop loss points. So more tomorrow. The next chart up is going to be RingCentral. Now, this is a real contrarian play, and this is right up my alley. And I want to go to a monthly chart first here because I love stocks that are left for dead and they're not being paid attention to. This is our wheelhouse. This is what we love to do here. We did it with gold. We did it with silver. We did the gold mining stocks, silver mining stocks, emerging markets. Nobody wanted them. We were buying them, and we've been having a great past couple of months with those names. The same holds true for individual equities. I will caution, of course, RingCentral is going to have earnings. In fact, let's bring up when their earnings are. Okay, so this is the IBD data for RingCentral, Investors Business Daily. I like to outsource my fundamental analysis and focus on the technicals. And RingCentral, they're going to be reporting earnings on February the 13th. Now, what I find interesting about RingCentral is that this is a stock that was trading over $400 at one point in time. Now it's trading, it closed on Friday at $36.26. And they have EPS growth for last quarter of 53%, 3-year EPS growth of 31%. So very strong earnings growth, and annual ROE, that's return on equity, is stellar. I mean, if you have a company that's got ROE in the teens, I mean, that's pretty respectable. This is outstanding. So really, really good fundamentals here for the stock. The beta is 2.18, and that makes it very volatile. Any read above 1 is a very volatile stock. So this is very interesting to us, and now let's talk about the whys behind why we're interested. So RingCentral, you could see that the shares had bottomed out back in September. And ever since then, all we've been doing is trading very, very thin, very, very lightly, consolidating. And what I always like to teach members is that when you have a long consolidation, there's a phrase I like to use, and that's this. The greater the consolidation, the greater the validation of any breakout or a breakdown. So when you have a multi-month consolidation on RingCentral, that sets this stock up, given the fact that it's got EPS growth that's very, very strong, for moving considerably higher from where it is right now. Now, RSI is very interesting in that RSI is flatlined. It's trading at around 27, I'll say. So if you're using this as a metric for quote-unquote overbought, oversold, it's pretty oversold on a monthly time frame. Now, doing a deeper dive into the weekly view, you could see that we're beginning to gain strength. And when you look at the Bollinger Bands, they're very, very tight. When the Bollinger Bands are tight, that sets up what you call a Bollinger Band squeeze. And looking at RSI, RSI has now stopped doing this sideways price action, some weeks up, some weeks down, to now doing this, higher lows. We've spoken about this before, higher lows. And now what we're getting is the ever critical higher high and a breakout. So we have RSI on a weekly time frame that is leading the price action on a breakout on price. Very, very interesting setup here. Again, members, tomorrow we're going to be doing a deeper dive strategy session on how we're going to trade RNG. Do we want to use a call spread using options? Long. Do we want to buy the common? We're going to talk about that more in a greater detail. And of course, stop loss points, entry points, and exit points on RingCentral. Moving on to Wendys. I was surprised to see this one pop up. And I did a screen for stochastic pops. And let's bring up our stochastics. We'll take RSI off. Before we leave RSI, it's looking really good here. Higher lows, higher highs, building strength, and consolidating. So now what we want to do is take off RSI and overlay on top stochastic. Now, many of you out there that are using stochastics, you're going to say, wait a minute, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. You have stochastics that are trading at or around 80. That means it's oversold and should be shorted. Nothing could be further from the truth. If you use that rule of thumb and you short stocks when the stochastics go above 80, you're going to go broke. It's a sign of strength. Now, when you begin to put in lower highs and lower lows, that's a different story, especially when both lines on Stokes go down below 50, which is the neutral level. That means you have major, major problems with the stock. We're nowhere near there yet. So primarily what we're going to focus on here, first and foremost, is price action. How is price action? You could see that last week they tried to take it down. They couldn't. There are buyers below, and a lot of them. For them to squeeze these shares up to close up on the week at a new higher high versus the prior week, that's stellar price action. This is beautiful, beautiful price action. So Wendys is setting up very nicely. I'm going to create an alert here. I want to know whether or not we do a retest, touch bounce. And yes, we do send out alerts on all trades that we enter and exit. So Wendys looking very good into the new trading week. Again, members tomorrow, strategy on Wendys. ACLS. Now, I can't take credit for this one. This one was given to me by one of our, I don't believe a member, I think it's one of our YouTube followers. And forgive me for not giving verbal credit for the name. I forget who it was, but I ran across the chart. And I said, let me take a double look at this one. And it's looking really good. Now, in a weekly price action here, it's a little bit extended beyond its base to go chasing it right now. I mean, if we were able to get a pullback and a retest, I would entertain it. But, you know, I don't think that's going to happen. I think the horse is left to stable here, and in all probability, it is going up higher. Let's take a look at a monthly chart. Yeah, this may not have been the best one to select. I mean, I love the chart where I already long. So here's some price points, 89.35 and 84.09, which I would like. But I think what we're going to have to do tomorrow is spend a little bit of time with members looking at the daily and intraday charts. Let's figure out whether or not we're going to get a continuation move up higher. Do we want to treat this as a momentum play? Or if it's becoming a bit overbought on a daily time frame, do we want to sell some deep out of the money calls? Or do we want to sell premium, open up a strangle, sell an out of the money call, simultaneously selling an out of the money put? Many ways to trade this without necessarily buying the stock outright, but still enjoying the price action to the long side on ACLS. So I really like it here. Members, more tomorrow. This is a very strong stock. It appears as though it's picking up steam. Take note of the monthly stochastics. They put in a higher low. Again, we always focus on this. Momentum indicators, higher lows, and we are now trending up higher. And this is a signal of strength. And then in all probability, there's more upside to be had here on ACLS. So members, tomorrow, strategy session on ACLS. The last chart I'm going to go over is XLE. And now this is an ETF of the energy sector. Now, I shorted energy twice in December, and we did well with it. Now, I'm glad we covered that short because last week, what we did is we broke out above weekly resistance. Before we go to that chart, let's talk about the monthly price action here. And what you're seeing is a cup with handle formation form. Here's your cup, and here's your downward sloping handle. So I think that we're very close to pulling the trigger on a long here on the XLE. Now, if it gets too far ahead of us, we don't want to go chasing the stock beyond its breakout point too far. I mean, with a percentage point of the breakout point, fine. That's not a big deal. Once you get 2-3% beyond the breakout point, you know, now you're playing with fire. So what I like to do is sell premium, meaning sell puts. That gives you a synthetic long position. And if the shares are put to you, well, you get them at a discount because you would pay a premium. So XLE monthly chart, it appears as though we're getting ready to break out here. Monthly time frame. Let's scoot on over to a weekly chart. Now, the weekly chart, this is what I meant earlier in that we were or had seen a breakout on the week last week. So I think that XLE in all probability is going a lot higher from here and that we need to have exposure. Now, this was a leading sector in 2022. In fact, it was the lead sector in 2022, along with consumer staples, and it looks as though we're going to see a continuation move up higher in 2023. And our alert is good to go, folks. So that is it. Remember, we're not going to do Sunday Night Futures Live this week. We're going to do Monday Night Futures Live. So please join us 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All these charts that I just went over on TrendSpider, I'm going to link to below. So please, at your leisure, take a look at them if you'd like to give them a second glance or save them for future reference. Also, they have a 7-day free trial offer. So in conjunction with my 35% discount code, they have a 7-day free trial offer. I believe in it so much, automated technical analysis, that I give it away free to our silver and gold level members. So if you're interested in joining our services, please take advantage of our 14-day free trial offer. You can get TrendSpider for free. And I look forward to speaking with you on Monday Night Futures Live. Please click the like, subscribe button, and everybody have an awesome, awesome weekend. And I will talk to you soon. Be well.